Last month, this funnel generated over $20,000 in revenue with just having less than 3 pages and 2 different ad angles. You see, there were no fancy code, no huge team, and that is why in this particular video today, I actually want to share with you guys the exact same process I was able to achieve this much from this single funnel, making over 200 sales. Now, you're obviously going to be getting the 7-step funnel that I use. You're going to be getting access to Hostinger and WordPress setup from 0 to live in under 60 minutes. You're also going to be getting access to the ad structure, budgets and scripts, and also KPI. And at the same time, I'm going to share with you guys a playbook to scale. Now, to wrap all of this up, I'll be dropping for you guys a checklist that I use every single time I'm setting up my funnel that makes this mad sales. And I'm going to be dropping it in the description. Go ahead and type checklist in the comments if you want to have access to that. Well, I'm frankly Emmanuel. I'm a marketer and a founder. I've coached thousands of beginners, scaled funnels for SMEs, and run offers that cross $20,000 plus consistently. My promise is no fluffs, just the exact step that move the needle. Now let's go over to step 1. Now we're going to be looking at the offers and avatar. You see, if you get this wrong, then nothing else works, because this is the key to getting started with success in any funnel. Now, the offer is a clear package, a promise, an outcome, or a timeline that you're actually going to be giving to a particular person with whom you're going to be working through a process. How exactly do we craft a crazy ass offer? 1, pick your transformational promise. Maybe it's to launch a store in 10 minutes, get your first 1,000 YouTube subs, or book 10 demos calls in 14 days, right? You also want to make sure you're adding some level of proofs and also mechanisms which help show results and the how. How exactly does this work? Maybe it's a framework or series of tools that you get to use on here. Now, number 3 is using your format. Choose the format with which you actually want to pass on this particular offer, whether it's a digital product, a cohort, a template pack, or a mini course. Now, 4 is you setting irresistible pricing. You see, when it comes to pricing, I'm very concerned as to what exactly or who is the target audience. Now, if I'm selling to Nigerians, I'm doing within the range of 15 to 60K, as I know that is actually what they can afford, right? But if I'm selling to the US, for example, I'm doing for a low ticket about $27 to $97. Now, once you have this set up, you also want to add a risk reversal. Now, maybe you want to create a 7-day guarantee or win the first results promise. Now, step 2 right here is setting up your funnel. And for the funnel, we are going to be leveraging WordPress. Now, to actually make WordPress work, you should be concerned about how fast your website actually loads up every single time with every traffic hit on that page. So if you have xyz.com, your concern should be, if a visitor should click on this particular button, how fast will they get there? I would say the minimum time is usually about 3 seconds. And in order to achieve 3 seconds every single time with every of my funnel, I leverage one of the best affordable hosting right now, which is Hostinger. Now, I would usually go over to Hostinger, and coming over here, you can see that they have 2 major plans you can get started with: the premium website builder or the business website builder. I would obviously want to choose the premium website builder. And this gives me access to 25 websites and a couple of other, reliable options I have in here. Now, so once you're on here, one of the major things you're going to realize is that this is actually a very affordable hosting pricing, because at $2.99 per month, you are able to get this much, right? So you can see here for 48 months at $2.99, your subtotal here it's going to be about $143. Right, and it's quite affordable if you actually taking hosting for 4 years. I mean, 4 years. But let's say, for example, you are looking at getting started with a 12-month plan. You're going to notice that a 12-month plan here is just $47, right? And you can even add a coupon code that obviously would give you much more discount on here. And let me just show you. Just go in caps, type Frank. Now, we type in Frank in caps, you're going to see that you apply this, and yes, you actually have extra discounts from what you have on here already. Now, let us also note that you are going to be getting the 12-month plan. You're going to be getting a free domain name for yourself, the full setup, and also domain privacy protection. Now, you want to click on continue. And now, once you've been able to select this, you can get access to going ahead to input your billing address and also your card details for payments. And once you have this done, you proceed to select your free domain, which you're going to be adding to your hosting. And in a few seconds, you can easily install WordPress on this hosting you just made purchase for. And obviously, you're going to start building your funnel pages. Now, Hostinger makes setting up everything when it comes to my website up to WordPress installation. Very easy and as quick as a breeze, right? But beyond this, you actually want to make sure that you're also looking at, certain themes or plugins that obviously are focused on what exactly you're looking at building. For themes, I recommend using Elementor Hello themes. And for plugins, I just want to have my Elementor plugins, both pro and free, right inside of there. Now, let me know if you actually need more as to how to get all of these tools for what I used to build. But then I'm going to be leaving a link to Hostinger in the description so they can easily get access to it from there as well. The third step here is looking at the pages that convert. We all know that funnel is a combination of multiple pages. And for my funnel, most times, is usually from ad to lead magnet to the VSL or long sales page down to checkout, upsell, thank you, and there are a series of email or WhatsApp follow-up, right? Now, for my lead magnet page and for other sales pages I have on my website, I would usually leverage Elementor to setting up those. Elementor actually makes it very easy for me to follow up with dragging and dropping every element I need on my page. But you see, most times we are usually concerned about inspiration on what your page should look like. Now, for these funnel pages, I'm always very much focused on using or leveraging a series of templates that would guide me as to how to create better sales page for whatever product I'm selling. Most importantly, you want to maybe leverage ChatGPT or Cloud to get copy for your product sales page. I do that a lot as well. Now, I'm going to be leaving a quick guide in the checklist so they can get exactly what you need to look out for when you're setting up your sales page, and also what should be on different columns for your copy as well. And that is why, if you want this, go ahead and comment checklist in the comment section. And obviously, you're going to be getting access to this with the link in the description of this particular video. Now, step 4 right here is payments, right? You see, payments. If you are selling anything online, you should be more focused as well as to how you're going to receive your pay from every of your customer, right? Now, when I'm selling to the international market, I would usually leverage on Stripe, right? Because I can actually get to sell to people that will pay me via USD or euros. But then if I'm selling to the Nigerian market, I would leverage Paystack or Flutterwave if I want to collect payments from an online portal. But then I've also noticed that most times Nigerians are very, very used to collecting bank transfer or paying their bank transfers, even when you have systems that allow that from an online payment gateway. But they want to transfer to your bank account directly. So I still create my funnel in a way that these leads are still able to make payments via bank transfer while still being able to track it via my Facebook pixels and stuff like that. Maybe that's going to be another class for another day, but we're going to get into that later. Now, step 5 right here is tracking. You see, you cannot scale what you don't track. And that is why in my funnel, in my business, tracking is one of the most important things that I would always want to take note of. Every single day, I track everything in my business, right? And when it comes to tracking, there are a couple of things that you are obviously going to be looking at using for your tracking, whether it's GA4 or Meta Pixels or TikTok Pixels, whichever it is. You can obviously install all of this via the Google Tag Manager, or for Meta Pixel, you can install directly using a couple of plugins on WordPress, right? Now, if you're able to get these pixels and you know what exactly you should be tracking, you are obviously going to be able to see what exactly you are going to scale next, right? So for my funnel, I always track from the initial opt-in registration. I track the amount of leads that I'm receiving on my funnel page, and I also track for purchases, right? You see, purchase is exactly what I'm always optimizing for, because I want my ad to make sure that it's actually getting better at giving me more and more purchases, right? So in as much as I track registration and leads, I focus more on purchases and I optimize my ad for that every single time. Now, step 6 here is my traffic plan. You see, in every funnel, one of the major starters is the source of traffic, right? You obviously want to figure out ads that actually get you results, ads that actually pull, right? And here, I usually will start with 2 platforms, right? Am I using Facebook and Google or YouTube, or am I using TikTok, right? So let's take, for example, I'm using Facebook, which is Meta ads, and TikTok ads. I'm leveraging these 2 for starters for what I want to do. Now, there are several phases when it comes to using any of these ad platforms, right? There's the phase 1, where you are looking at testing with very little budget. You see, I usually will pity people who actually get started with their ads and they are trying to, start with big budgets, right? You see, I would usually advise that you are starting with a budget of 20 to 55K per day. All right. I don't know if it's too huge or too low, but I think that is actually an amount that is quite sufficient for you testing out ads on Facebook these days. All right. Anything below 20K, I don't know if you're going to get very good amount of results, but you can get started with that and then scale. Now, the second step here is phase 2, which is where you're now scaling. This is exactly where tracking is very important, because at this particular stage, you're doubling every of your ad spend on a 3 to 4 day interval, right? So you're checking up, okay, this is the CPA I have, this is the ROAS I'm getting, this is exactly what I'm actually seeing here with this ad. And I know that with what it's doing, I can actually have a 20% increase on every ad budget within 3 days. So you can keep on doing this as you keep on scaling up until maybe Meta begins to warn you. If you're using Meta begins to warn you that scaling beyond this may actually get to push your ad to very much new audience and reduce your purchase rate based on that particular budget. Because obviously, yes, you get to keep on scaling your ad to the point where you get to realize that Meta now needs to get your ad to a lot more people, right? And you might be getting diminishing returns on purchases as well, right? But it doesn't mean the ad is bad, but it just means that you're reaching new audiences now, and it might take another while to learn to start getting more purchases again. Now, at this particular point, I'm now looking at more creative angles for my ad, because I've come to notice that when it comes to ad, one of the major things here is your creatives. And this is where you're looking at different angles to your creatives just to feed the Meta more angles or more areas for different type of audiences who you might be reaching, and obviously you might actually get to stabilize your conversion rate and you're good to go. Now, step 7 here in my funnel is what I would call the scale stack. Now, the scale stack here for me is obviously how do I get to follow up people who have already made purchase? How do I get to make more from people who have actually made purchase of my product? Now, whether I'm going to be having an upsell path, maybe an after purchase, an offer for templates, an offer for a one-on-one coaching, right? Or it could be maybe you launching a 7-day challenge that actually would help you get to earn more from the already existing people who have purchased, or maybe just retargeting, right? Now, whatever it might be within the scale stack, you're looking at making more with what you already have spent, right? So that's exactly what you need to be focused on. So should, in case you don't have any other upsell or whatever it is, you're now looking at retargeting, because yes, obviously people have actually seen your ad, you spend money to actually reach this set of people, and you can actually make more by reaching them again, and you get more conversions. Or maybe you might be looking at an offer expansion or partnering with UGCs or a couple of other influencers like that. It still works, still within the scale stack as well. Now, this exactly right here is the 7-step process that actually helped me to build a funnel that generates me over $20,000 every single month. And it's actually as easy as what I've listed on here. Now, if there are any areas during the course of this video where you need a couple of more insights, you can go ahead and let me know in the comment section. And obviously, I'll be glad to make a more detailed video emphasizing more on, different part of what I've shared with you on here. But then I would always say that every beautiful thing has a starting point, right? And the starting point might actually not be as easy as you're expecting it. But one thing is, if you want your funnel to give you the most of conversions, you should look at what hosting you use. I'm saying this because this is something that most people don't think about a lot. They just go in and then start up with anything and they're good. But when you're not getting good conversions, they either just want to stay the way they are, or they leave that particular offer thinking it's the offer or the funnel problem. They forget to also look at their hosting. And that is why I would recommend Hostinger for this particular process, because they've made my whole entire, online business journey very swift and smooth without any complaints or downtime, right? So I'm going to be leaving a link to that, and also where you can get the offer discount in the description so that you can access it. Click on it and get access to that. But then I think this is just one of many more videos I'll be sharing with you guys where I'll be giving you more insights on how I run my online business and how I scale it. So thank you so much for watching this one. Make sure to give it a like and subscribe, and I will see you guys on the other side. Peace.